Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Podkrew, guys. Venus, Cholo, hello. I missed you guys so much. I saw you yesterday, but it's okay. Guys, welcome back to Podkrew. Today we have a wonderful, wonderful topic that we're going to be talking about today. But first of all, hello. How are you guys doing? Everybody, I'd love to say hello, guys. Welcome into everybody in the chat so far. First, Z, Venus, how was your guys' week? How'd you guys do?
I'll let Z start.
It's not too bad. Not too bad. I went to this boba place with you at least 2 times in a matter of 3 days.
Yeah. I've been there every day.
You're a regular, and you accidentally turned me into a regular.
Yes, sir. Yes, thank you. And we'll talk about more about that, guys, in a minute. But Venus, how was your week? It's been a while since I've seen you.
I know, it's been a minute. My week's been pretty good. It's not been too bad. Just been on that grind, on that hustle, one day at a time. There's no cool boba places by me, so I am a little jealous about that. I didn't know that you guys were such boba fans, but it's cool to learn new things.
Chef's kiss. Anyways, guys.
All the way.
So, for everybody here today, we got a big topic. It's called, is brick and mortar shopping dying? Okay, guys. So essentially, we're going to be talking about some facts, statistics, opinions of things that are happening in today's world when it comes to the market, when it comes to, some of your favorite retailers as well, of just what is happening today with shopping. Okay. And so Venus or Z, feel free to take off on this question first, because I do have a question for you guys that we're going to start off with is, what stores don't surprise you of their downtrend to potentially closing? Who wants to start?
I'm gonna let Venus take the wheel for this one.
She had an idea already in our head, and
I did have an idea. I will say some of the things I learned recently kind of maybe are maybe a little bit contradictory to my idea, but GameStop was what came to my mind first, because personally, I don't know about you guys, I don't know about anybody else, but I can't remember the last time I was actually shopping in GameStop. It's been a very long time. I buy almost all my games digitally now and store them digitally. And most purchases that I might make in a GameStop, I just make online now. So it came to mind too because it's interesting. I think that perhaps the infamous GameStop stonk quarantine phenomena may have elongated their life and maybe saved their business. So it's just a very interesting example among retailers in the e-commerce world to me.
Go ahead, Z.
And I think it more so just kept them living for a little bit longer. It's not necessarily they were going to survive for however long. No, they were already pretty much dying by the time COVID hit. And then the whole meme stock happened, and it saved them, obviously, got them a lot of money, got them a lot of attention. But now it's it's back to normal. It hasn't exactly changed. It hasn't exactly, elevated their status at all. It just gave them a good news presence for a little while.
You know what I find really funny is that, so the mentality for me, and I'm not sure if everybody here feels the same, but the mentality for me is that when I drive by a GameStop, I think, damn, that's still open?
That's my exact reaction.
Okay, cool. Because I just don't understand it. So a lot of retailers today, they survive on how can I bring customers back, right? That's obviously retail's number one way. And it's structured differently, but essentially today's world, retailers rely on foot traffic, online purchases, and as well as word of mouth, right? Those are the 3 biggest essentials when it comes to retailer. And the biggest thing about purchases is how do I make everything relevant back to my customer, and how do we bring them back, right? For me, I don't have a reason to go to GameStop. You know what I mean? Especially with policies come into a big play, which we'll talk about here in a bit. But their membership, for me, doesn't offer anything. You know what I mean? Because
the pro membership,
any of their memberships, regardless, because they do offer free membership and their pro membership. Like, their membership doesn't offer anything to me. And memberships is a really big thing when it comes to customer loyalty. And as well as when I think of like foot traffic, anything today, I just buy online.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
so for me, GameStop doesn't hit any of those three things for me at all, at all. And so it's really funny that you mentioned GameStop because I'm just like, why are you guys still open? And how are you surviving? I would like to know that. I don't have statistics on that, but I would like to know how you're surviving.
And then going back to that membership that you were just talking about, it's like it, it it actually helped out for me when I was in high school, when I was just out of high school, and it's more so just saving a couple extra bucks because I was getting a lot of their games in store. I was getting stuff, random things from there in store, and the membership I do remember always trying to get it and just saving a few bucks here and there for a different game because that's just me trying to save, but, like, that's about it, though. Like, after a while, I just stopped. There's just no need for me, to go there.
Mhm.
And, yeah, I mean, like, for example, we have Amazon
Big
where
one.
they have
Yep.
Prime, and, unfortunately, it's not under 100 bucks every year anymore, so, that's a little bit of a bummer, but, such is life. That offers so much. It offers so much for I think it's what, close to 120 a year now, which means like what, 10 bucks a month?
100%. Even their student Prime membership offers way more than what GameStop's membership does.
I
Yeah.
want to say students, military, and maybe it's teachers have a reduced membership cost.
Yep.
So they are paying about I want to say about $100 a month. Just a bit of a discount that they do get. But yeah, it offers so much. You've got everything from like your shipping costs covered for most things, unless it's super niche. You've got all the video content, which in its early days wasn't wasn't much, wasn't very appealing, but over time they've built up quite a good library of stuff there. Just yeah, like a lot of different types of content and ways to serve a customer, like coming at it from a lot of different angles. Yeah, so compared to like the GameStop membership, it's like, what do you really bringing to the table for me here as a customer?
And so here's one of the biggest things, and we can come back to GameStop in a minute, but so like thinking about like, oh my God, how are you guys still open as you guys drive by, doing your daily tasks or whatever? And there's not much for me to talk about on this one, besides, statistically how many stores that have closed, maybe due to bankruptcy. I don't know, but Party City was also one of them. Do
I
you
remember Party
do,
City.
do you guys? They're still open.
Right.
They're still
Yeah.
open.
It's crazy. Yeah, that's right. So you say that about GameStop when you pass by and you're like, how they're still open.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I feel for Party City.
That's your
How is
Party
that
City reaction.
Yeah, how is that even alive? Like, you go in there, they have like one or two people working there,
It's
and
always a ghost town in there, and
yeah,
it's
a
huge.
giant store of nothing
Of stuff
important.
that I can't imagine wanting to go to a store to buy. If I want like themed birthday supplies or party supplies, like that is one of those things I'm going to order on Amazon. So I also drive by a
100%.
Party City and I wonder like
Yeah.
100%.
who is the market here?
So
This is it's
so
insane.
let me tell you this. So we actually stopped by me and my wife the other day to a Party City because that was one of the biggest things that intrigued me as we talked about this topic and being our biggest topic, right? So there was at least only like two people there, but the two people that were there, like one of them, so one of the people there was like 90 years old, right? Like me thinking like they're a loyal customer to Party City. And I get it. Some people prefer to have, I guess, a brick and mortar store to see everything physically, but is that enough? Is that enough to keep you alive? Their inventory. So when it comes to retail, inventory space and um retailer vendor partnership is one of the biggest things when it comes to keeping a store alive, right? If you look at Best Buy, if you look at Target, if you look at um Amazon when it comes to, like their fresh markets, vendorship is very important. For me, I don't see none of that. And like when you go into the store, there was absolutely like nothing. nothing. There was shelves that were empty. If there was product there, they only had like 3 or 4, I guess you can say, pieces of each SKU. And that surprised me because I'm like, "Oh my god, like, how do you keep the at least the building open?" That I don't
Right.
understand. I don't get it.
Because that's really the next big mystery and big question there. Like that is that's so much space, and all of that space is the overhead on that has to be expensive. Like it's not cheap to have a store open, a storefront, but something that size to heat it, to cool it, to have the lights on, like that is just how do you yeah, how are you covering that with like that kind of inventory? That's wild.
And go ahead, see.
And you know what's a really good example would be Fry's Electronics. That was like the mecca
Mhm.
for anything electronics. It was a giant warehouse, and if you wanted a sound system, you go there. If you wanted a TV and surround sound, you go there. If you wanted a game console, you go there. They even started selling seen on TV stuff. So like, if you wanted your shake weight, you go
Not
there.
like
But it got to the point where they had little to no customers and little to no revenue, to where there were influencers on YouTube that were, tech influencers that would go to these stores, and they would just start showing us like what they have. And a lot of the times it was just display stuff on the shelves to make it look like they have a lot,
Yep. Yep.
when really they barely had anything.
wow.
And
Huh.
now those stores are pretty much gone, if not already all the way gone.
And you gotta think about, so when it comes to like those type of brick and mortar stores, you gotta think about competitors, right? So being an electronic store that sold like TVs and computers and anything technology wise, you have to think about your biggest, I guess you can say, sorry, competitors. To me, for electronics, if you're within the United States, I'm unsure of like bigger competitors that are on the other side of the seas or Canada, but I know the biggest ones for electronics when it comes to mine is Amazon and Best Buy, like your top two. Like that's now where you get, so like when you talk about Fry's Electronics, I honestly I was surprised when they closed down in the Chicago area because it was super busy. Super busy.
Yeah.
And if you guys don't know what Fry's Electronics is, they were actually pretty popular. They actually were known in multiple states as well, throughout the United States. Um Oh, and thank you, Big Keeper, actually, for one of the biggest other stores, New Egg and Tiger Direct. I'm not sure if you guys remember that when they were open. Wow. New Egg, I was surprised as well when they closed, but I want I, I want to know the secret of, and it won't be answered today unless one of you guys statistically know this. Um, but what made them the bigger retailer stores successful, and why didn't they become successful? I don't know that. I personally don't know that, unless you guys have something, um, why you feel,
Um,
maybe you feel why. To me personally, I think it's about, services and as well as, memberships, like actual, like
okay.
annual memberships. That's how I feel that today's
Okay.
market is
Well, it's
going.
it's been a long time, especially, hearing Tiger Direct. That's been a long time.
100%. Yeah.
Um I was there memberships for Fry's Electronics, because I don't remember. Um but as far as Best Buy, they have memberships now that I've been hearing about.
Mhm.
I remember actually, they had this, a little sidetrack here, just because it reminded me of it. So when the new 3000 series, no, no, the 3000 series graphic card came out, Best Buy, and just about every single store was like selling out right away,
Yep.
whether it was digital or brick and mortar. And there was this moment where Best Buy was like, "Hey, look, if you get this membership, you guys get first dibs at the skit, next palette of these graphics cards." So that I'm pretty sure that shot them up like crazy in their membership sales. Like so I could definitely see how memberships end up helping out a ton, because if there's something that's on high, and I mean extremely high demand, to where you have to be refreshing a page every couple minutes.
Me,
Yeah, I
me
did.
when my
Yeah, dude,
3090.
I did that too.
Jesus.
But I was doing that with the PlayStation. Yeah, there was it's crazy. Like it definitely does make a giant difference.
Venus, what do you think? Why do you feel that maybe some brick and mortar stores become more successful than others, even though maybe at the time they were relatively at the same level?
Right. I think the membership and membership like benefits play a huge role, like you guys are saying. I also think diversity in stock, like diversity in their inventory, is
100%.
another huge one. I feel like the
100%.
retailers that have kind of like been reluctant or outright refusing to diversify are tend to be the ones that falter. But you see, a lot of retailers that do well. It's because they decided to expand into different types of products or different brands. And in conjunction with memberships, like offering like a strong online presence of like discounts, coupons, like really reaching a customer maybe through a digital manner, a digital platform, even if it's for a brick and mortar purpose or purchase, as it may be.
So, with that said, actually, guys, I have a question for you guys. And everybody in chat, please feel free to answer this question as well, because we love seeing your guys' comments and seeing like maybe information that we may have missed. But what retailers are surprising you of any current downtrends of information that's been released to them potentially closing or just losing um, profit? I'll start off with one. Mine was Walmart. I'm unsure if you guys knew about Walmart's downtrend lately. So when it all started in COVID, the biggest factor was that they closed down. Right before, Walmart's were 24/7. Majority of them were, anyways, um, throughout the entire nation. And then they started closing around 10. And for me, it was like, damn, I can't go grocery shopping now in the middle of the night because I don't want to be next to people. So I thought that after COVID that they were gonna, come
Go back
back,
to that.
go back
Right.
to it, and they never did. Um, and I get it, employee protection when it came throughout COVID, but why not go back? Business was booming, right? Or so I thought. Um, and then across multiple states, and this is statistically proven through a lot of like forum websites like Insider, CNN, um, the Business Lead. So for them, they closed down 22 of their biggest box retailers across multiple states within Illinois, within the United States. And for me, I'm like, those retailers alone, those big boxes alone made over $2.4 billion
Ooh,
in general. So why? Like, that surprised me. I thought Walmart was up there.
top dog.
Top
Right.
dog.
Right.
Yes.
Well, for the last 20, 30, longer, but definitely like the last 20, 30 years, they've been steamrolling like any local competition
100%.
in almost every town. But I actually, so I did not know that this was a general downturn for their business. I have noticed that around where I live, that it is not the dominant grocery store, big box chain. There's a different chain that is more popular. There's actually like a corpse of a Walmart, an empty shell of a Walmart in the middle of town that I drive by sometimes. And I'm like, wow, I never thought I'd see like a closed down, empty big Walmart. But I can see where, and I think the part of the answer at least may be competition. I think that other grocery store or big box store chains have like stepped up, in their competition and their competitive edge, and I also think that maybe in general Americans, I'm going out on a limb here, but I think maybe in general Americans are at a point where they would prefer to shop somewhere that is a little more local rather than a Walmart. I don't think most people have like really positive associations with Walmart as a business. That may be just me. I might be biased on that, but I think
I
people
can agree to
like to
that.
support more
Opinion
local
wise, yeah,
chains.
I can
Yeah.
agree to that. Um,
Yeah.
I don't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
But there's something that a lot of people don't account to, and that has to do with shoplifting. And Walmart,
Mhm.
for especially as of recently, like for example, they closed down 4 Chicagoland stores because of the amount of looting and shoplifting that they were dealing with.
Wow.
And I was reading something earlier, uh, that they closed their last 2 locations in Portland, Oregon,
Okay.
which
Is not a
it
small town.
yeah, it had to do with theft. It had like
Really?
yeah, there's a lot of closing down lately because of theft. And I think if that wasn't as big of an issue for Walmart, I think it probably would still be beating Amazon. But
I can
it
see that.
isn't.
No,
There's
I can
there's a
see
lot
that
of money.
100%.
There's a lot of money that they're losing just because of that. And at the end of the day, they don't want to. I guarantee you, no business wants to close down anywhere, and they're pretty much forced to because they're just losing so much money every time so many people shoplift. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys end up going through TikTok or Facebook and see all those videos of like people making it into a joke of like, oh, if we want to eat for free, let's go to Walmart. You just see people recording themselves with their families, just like opening up snacks and stuff and eating them, not finishing them, leaving the trash there. It's like it's pretty sad to see, but that's something that people don't really take account to when it comes to their lack of sales.
So for anybody who's unaware of like what that is, so any type of profit loss when it comes to damaged product or as you mentioned theft, that's a terminology called shrink, and shrink level is essentially just loss of pure profit in general, and that's I didn't actually think about that. So that is why, and that's not something that usually they release, like nobody wants to release like, oh, this X amount of inventory was stolen, because then more people
Right.
wouldn't want to go back and steal. So
Right.
Yeah.
that's wild.
I almost want to say too that probably in turn like affects the customer experience in the sense that like I have noticed over the recent years that like their receipt checking, when you walk out the door and like these other kinds of like anti-shoplifting measures are I don't think the average shopper enjoys that as much. Like it's a little annoying to have to stop and have your receipt checked, especially, like we take on some of the labor now as consumers in places like Walmart, but especially Walmart
Yeah.
because it's almost all self-checkout now. You're hard pressed to find an open cashier. So, and I'm not like a person who hates self-checkout. There are times that like I'm feeling a little introverted and I would rather not interact with a human when I'm making my like weird Walmart trip. So I appreciate that it's there, but like you've just done self-checkout and now you're walking out the door and someone wants to check your receipt. Maybe there's even a line of people getting their receipt and bags checked. And it's just, it's probably a measure that they're trying to use to stem like the shrink
Yeah.
as you so properly referred to it as, but again, not really putting a good taste in people's mouth as far as their experience brick and mortar shopping in a Walmart.
So you know what? If you guys have any experiences, say it right now, because I'm gonna say mine first. So about Walmart, let's talk about it. So you know what really grinds my gears? So I love sugar-free energy drinks, right? It's basically for me, I need some form of caffeine. I can't have a lot of sugar. I can't have a lot of creatine, or I will die. That's just how it is. Now, actually, about what was it? A month ago, I went to Walmart to grab some of the canned Cokes, right? And I shit you not, there was the pack right there, and I don't know how this fucker did it, but the pack, right? The middle one, like the guy drank it like it was open. Yeah, right? But that means he had to take the entire thing and like douse it without spilling. Like all
within the
package, and then put that shit back. He put that shit back. And
oh no.
I could not believe, I grabbed it and my dumbass was walking through the entire Walmart, like shopping. And I realized that at checkout there it was open. And I asked for one of the managers, right? First off, she came off.
This wasn't me.
But she thought it was me. She thought it was me.
Wondering if
she
that
thought
part
it was
gone.
me.
Oh
So
my
I
God.
told her, I'm like, so hey miss,
No.
this one's like someone drank
Tampered.
this. Yeah, someone drank
Right.
this. And she goes, "Are you sure you didn't drink it?" Like that's how yeah.
Oh my
100%.
No,
God.
She
did
looked at
not.
me with devious
She's-
eyes, bro. Like as if I came back to do this shit. She came there
Oh,
and she
man.
was like, "Are you sure you didn't do it?" I'm like, How?
Why
I'm
would,
like,
first of all, like, why would I bring it to your attention if I did it? I would just like, you would just leave it somewhere and leave. Like,
For
why would
real,
you be like,
yeah.
hello, excuse me, I have to show you something?
There's
Like,
no way somebody could have drank it without getting caught. And getting caught on a camera, someone else looking at them like they were
Right.
stupid. So to me,
Right.
as customer experience, I never went back to Walmart
You
after
know,
that.
if
don't
I
blame you.
experienced that same after I got out of there, that same moment, I'd follow the instructions of what Mr. Bread Daddy said when he pushes over the 75-year-old Walmart worker that tries to check the receipt.
Oh,
You know what? That I probably would have done that. No, I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say that's not great advice.
I wouldn't.
Let's not.
I mean, I wouldn't.
not a role model
depending
right
how
there.
depending how he talks to me, that determines if he's getting pushed or not.
We're just
No, but that's such a shitty moment though. Like you gotta. There's no way of winning that because they're just.
She
they're not
thought
gonna
it
change
was
their mind.
me.
They're not gonna change their mind.
Do
They're
I
just
look like a packet Coke drinker to you? I don't know, but she thought I.
Yes.
I'm not answering that. I plead the
Oh,
fifth.
we're not supposed to answer.
Are you
Okay.
guys for real? Terrible. Oh, terrible. Have you guys ever had a moment like that in like any retail store where you were like, "What the fuck?"
As far
I've
as I
never
could tell,
been-
no.
I've never been like accused of committing a Walmart hate crime like that. That's awful.
Doesn't have to be
but
Walmart.
I have
Anywhere. Anywhere.
no.
Nah.
No, I have not had that happen. I have, however, just like in general been like absolutely like fed up with Walmart when I'm walking in there and like they're doing some sort of moving stuff around, but there's like pallets in the middle of every walkway for like over half the store and I like cannot navigate and I will just get like I'll just get so frustrated. I'm just like, I don't want to be here. This is horrible. This is literally like a purgatory type of experience. I am not having a good time. I'm just here for something
Chips.
simple.
I just want my
Yeah,
chips.
And I'm over here like playing chicken with like somebody trying to get around a pallet. And I'm like, this should not be this difficult. This is way more difficult than it needs to be.
I do remember being in a self checkout for Meijer, and there was this guy. He for some reason didn't know how to press the button to like do the checkout.
Do the bell.
Yeah. So he was trying to pay and he didn't know how to. So you know how like in the self checkouts there's always one person watching like 6 registers
Yeah.
or whatever for that self checkout.
Yeah.
The one that barely helps you. Yeah.
So
sure.
this one girl, she just goes up to him. She's like, "Oh no, you're supposed to do it this way with your card." And like she just had a very outspoken voice, just like very slightly loud.
She was
right?
rough.
Mhm.
Yeah, she was rough.
And this guy got so mad after he finished paying. He's like, "Excuse me, you're
No
not
way.
supposed to yell at the customer, this and that." Just starts like bitching at her. I was just like, "Oh my god, dude!
What?
Like you were the one that was in the wrong to begin with.
No
like you didn't
way.
even know
You
how to
needed
pay for your
help.
own food."
She gave you help. What do you
Yeah.
want? If and it's like if she hadn't have done that, would he have complained that no one helped him? Like, was this just one of those lose-lose situations?
I'd punch a
like,
man in the
that's so
throat if I
bizarre.
tried helping someone and they responded to me like that. Absolutely not.
Bro, yeah, no, that was just tough because it's like she was like, "I was just trying to help you," and then he's just like going off on her. It's like, "Oh god, dude, just take the L and go. Just
Yeah.
stop."
No, you're making it worse. You're literally making it worse.
And that's
every
that type
second.
of stuff. Yeah, that's that type of stuff that made me miss going into Meijer or Walmart in like 2 in the morning, do my shopping, get it out the way.
No
Just
one
not
around.
dealing with
Not
people.
a soul in sight. It's a
Exactly.
beautiful thing. Yeah.
You're Venus, you might be one of those people that like to communicate and talk to the employees and stuff. Nah, just throw me into the self checkout. I'm good, dog.
Unless you
Just
don't
let
know
me
how to
deal
work
with the robot. Like
Yeah,
we
for
relate
real.
better anyway. It's fine. I don't have to do niceties. It's easy.
Yeah, for real.
So what's another I guess you could say big retailer that surprised you of like maybe a current downtrend? Do you guys have one?
Actually, Um, malls,
Not a
it's
downtrend.
weird. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
weird because it's
I looked at
not
the
a
same
downtrend.
thing. I was also interested in malls because I have good memories of like going to the mall as a youngin, back when that's like the only thing you can do. Not old enough to do anything else. You go wander around the mall with your friends. And so I was like curious. I'm like, I wonder like what is up with malls? And as mentioned, yeah, not exactly a downtrend. I saw a statistic that said that on average, top tier malls, so like malls in more affluent areas, are more than 95% leased last year. And then lower tier malls or malls that are in maybe not so affluent areas are at about 89% leased, which was not what I expected. That statistic really surprised me.
Yeah, and on top of that, from what I was reading, is
Mhm.
mall real estate is on track to break a 10-year leasing record. So
Mhm.
there's an actual race to secure these leases on shopping malls. And it's funny because I want to say like 2 years ago, I ended up seeing this one mall close by that was actually on sale, and I was like, "Oh, this might be the downtrend for shopping malls." Because I've never seen that before up until now. And it was just like convenient because it was around COVID time. So it's like, I thought, it was downtrending, but it's not. There's a lot of demand for shopping malls because of how convenient it is to have so many of your favorite stores right by you.
Do you think that hurts a lot of other retailers?
No. No, because it's very, how do I say it? Like specific for shopping malls.
Sure.
Like it's not your Amazon, it's not your Walmart, it's not a Target, it's designer clothes, it
A lot of
is.
specialty stores that I
Yeah,
wouldn't normally see having their own storefront outside of a mall
yeah.
venue.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're kind
It
of their own. Yeah.
like
Entity.
like for example, you could go out of your way and find a Apple store by itself somewhere out in public. You could also find it in shopping mall, but
True.
you can't really find that with, let's say, your local Zoomies or your local PacSun or Macy's. Those are specifically designed for
For
a
lids.
shopping mall. Yeah,
Yeah.
lids. There we go.
Yep.
Like it doesn't hurt other stores because it's not their
It's not.
space.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, if that's the case. So with that said, so I've seen this in a couple malls, but I was actually surprised about um this retailer actually going on a downtrend. So Bed Bath and Beyond. So
Ah.
recently they filed bankruptcy
They did.
this year in April,
Mhm.
and they closed over. There's only like a remaining of 360 stores in the nation. That blew my
Right.
mind. That blew my mind. Cause go ahead. You have something to say, and I want to hear it. Go ahead. No, go ahead. I want to hear it.
She's ready.
Say some shit.
Well, what's surprising about it is that it's so iconic. Bed Bath and Beyond was like, I want to say featured in the movie Click with Adam Sandler, but was it Bed Bath and Beyond or did they change the name a little bit? I can't quite remember. Point being, in movies and media, in the American psyche, Bed Bath and Beyond is like a very memorable store. So it does surprise me. However, have y'all been in a Bed Bath and Beyond? Have you looked at the
Hell no.
sticker prices in there?
Hell no. I knew
I'm
It was years
one,
ago. Years
one time I
ago.
went in there, I looked at the price. I'm not even lying to you. Me and my wife looked at the price and we slowly
Turned
put that
around,
shit
went,
back real quick and walked out. I'm not even lying to you. That
yes.
mm-mm.
So
I've never
that is what
been
makes it not surprising.
I'm
I've
bougie, but
never
I ain't
been to a
that bougie.
store and felt disgusted with myself at the discounts. Because the
What?
discounts were just it doesn't make a difference,
That's
dog.
true.
Right. I
Like,
think we thought you were gonna say they had such good
Yeah,
discounts,
I
and we
was
were gonna
like,
be like,
brother,
homie,
no.
yo, you
look
got
up,
pockets, my
because-
man.
Just like,
Let me.
you go into a store, just like, all right, I know what my budget is, right? I could probably get a couple clearance items, No, not this store. I
No.
can't. I'm too
You're gonna
poor.
spend your inheritance on one quilt.
Yeah.
Like that is
But
the no.
speaking of which, for Bed Bath & Beyond, and this goes back to the meme stocks with GameStop. So Bed Bath Beyond was also one of those meme stocks, though it did not get the traction that GameStop did. Let me just
That's
give you
right.
an example. It's one of its highest of all times was actually like $36, $36, and that was in January 2021, which is when GameStop was, hitting those big bucks. And
Right.
now today, as of today, 12 cents a stock.
Oh my god.
That is terrible.
Talk about a fall from grace.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That is insane.
That's like my father leaving me all over again. Holy shit. I did not know that. And I have stocks myself and I did not know that actually. That is
Wow.
crazy.
Wow, you should have cashed out because they ain't worth much now.
Yeah, they weren't worth it.
No. We held too long.
So yeah, seeing that 12 cents a share, it makes sense. It's the bankruptcy, just there's nothing good about Bed Bath & Beyond sticking around.
Another one that really surprised me, and it was crazy because my wife got her wedding dress in this one, David's Bridal.
I heard about this one.
David's Bridal.
Mhm.
Lead the way with this, Colony, because I want to know more.
So filed for bankruptcy. I don't know what the hell happened in April, but everybody's just filing for bankruptcy in April. So if you in April, baby, just don't start a business because shit's happening. But so they laid off over 9,000 employees due to stores closing. Their first bankruptcy file was in 2019. I'm not saying that this is a this was their first filing, but their first file was in 2019, but they didn't they didn't crash as much until today. And so they in the Illinois area itself closed 3 major stores in 3 major locations. And I found this to be a big wow. To me, when we went in there, it was booming. Like the ladies left and right trying to get married. I don't know what it was about that time of year, but that was a popular store. So for me, when I found that out, when we went, my wife wanted to go reminisce and go back to 100%.
That's
Found
so
that
sweet.
shit was closed down. I was like, all right, girl, let's go. Let's go to the
Talk about a
mall.
mood killer. Oh my god, let's go to the mall.
We ain't got nothing to
See,
do
this
here.
is why malls are still alive. Your plans fall apart. Go to the mall.
Yeah, swear.
There you go.
Swear.
Fall
So
back.
that was one of the
That's
biggest
surprising.
surprises for me. When it came to like a retailer store.
Mhm.
And I want to know why.
I have a theory. I already want.
She said that so
I was ready to
so
hit
aggressively.
that buzzer.
All
I'm
right,
like,
go ahead. Talk
me.
your stuff. Let me hear.
So I think David's Bridal is a unique retailer in this conversation because the type of inventory that they are taking in and holding on to, unless it's moved, is very high, usually very high priced inventory. Some of the gowns in that store and in any given location can be thousands and thousands of dollars per gown. So, you look at like cumulatively all of the stock in any given store, that's I would imagine far higher priced, higher value stock than most big box stores or brick and mortar stores are used to carrying. And the other thing is that it's not like an Apple store with lots of high priced or high value inventory. They know people are going to come in and keep buying iPhones. You know what I mean? It's the same product over and over. But in David's Bridal, it's about taste. It's about what's your preference. So there's no guarantee when they buy this high value stock that they're going to be able to move it. So I suspect, I don't know, this is my theory, that they have over the years perhaps ended up with so much high value stock that they paid a lot of money for it that they weren't able to move quickly enough to make the profits that they needed to. That's just me. That's my theory.
But to me, this is my theory, right?
Okay.
So to me, because we visited there a couple times, for fitting and everything like that for her, and it was always packed. Like at one point, like for one day, like I didn't know that they did this, but we had to make an appointment.
Oh yeah, you do.
We had to make an appointment, right? So when we went in there, I personally believe it's all men's fault. Because when we go in there and she's like, "This is the one," and you see the price tag, I'm like, "Girl, you sure you don't want that one?" That one right over there. And she's like, "No, this is the one." So now you're trying to negotiate with your girl, saying like, what we could do with this money is I can take you somewhere else, a better vacation. But no, she don't want that. She wants the dress. So
Yeah, come on. It's not like it's gonna be a one-time deal, anyways.
I mean, damn, that's
Right.
crazy. That's crazy. But I feel like it's men's fault. I feel like it's all the men's fault because we'd rather use that money towards a house. We'd rather get real estate going on, but no, we spend that money on a nice dress for our lady. So bravo to the ones who don't question it. But my brothers out there, who trying to save some money, I feel you on that one. Did you? I cut you off. Z. Did you have something to say though?
No,
Oh.
I was just curious about this because I only heard about the David's bridal stuff and I just never really dove into it.
I'm surprised. You seem like the type of person to have a hot take on David's bridal.
You think so?
It's just
What?
the energy you give off. I don't know.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
We thought you were into dresses, bro. My bad.
I mean, shit, dogs. You trying to give me a free one?
I'm just saying.
We could use that money for. We could use that money for vacation.
Coming through with the sense once again.
So one of my biggest ones though that I was really surprised at, when it came to retailers closing down, and believe it or not, they still have a few stores open. Sears.
Ain't no way.
What a throwback.
Ain't no way they still got some open.
They do have some open. They do have outlets.
I'm convinced it is our grandparents that keep Sears alive.
So
do you know anyone under the age of 40 who shops at Sears? Because I don't.
But here's the biggest thing though. So I've been to Sears before when I was younger and they were still like, open and everything like that. But as you saw the downtrend of less people going in, but they were really price competitive. And I felt like that is what their downfall plus I guess their best way of approaching the market as a whole for customer loyalty. But from what I know is that the CEO of Sears did not give a shit. He literally cashed out all the money and said let the company fall. I don't care. I got my money. That's one of the obviously biggest reasons of why it happened. But Sears was solid. Honestly, Sears was solid. When you looked at appliances, so their fulfillment for plans was absolutely amazing. Their when it came to one of the biggest things that you said earlier, Venus, was not only product availability, but I guess you can say options from different vendors was solid. And I didn't get that. I did not get why Sears closed down. They were actually better when it came to services as well than any other brick and mortar store when it came to installation. And I don't know what you guys have to say about Sears, but personally, as you said, old people kept it alive. Okay. Does that make me old?
Yeah.
I mean, the proof is in the pudding. So.
You're terrible.
No, but I agree. I agree with the customer service part because anytime, I don't know when the last time was you guys went in there, but anytime I did, you noticed their customer service bench was just gigantic compared to their cash register area. Like it was usually like one or two cash registers, and then they got this giant spot for customer service. And yeah, they were definitely top notch for that stuff. And like the crazy thing is, I was looking this up too. So there's only 12 stores left right now. And one of them, get this, one of them is in Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
What are the odds?
I didn't know they branched out from the United States. That's crazy.
I didn't either. Yeah. But they have them in like these places you kind of don't expect it to be there, and then some of them do. So there's 3 of them in Florida. There's one in Texas. couple locations in Massachusetts, New Jersey, Washington. Like
Okay.
it's just it's kind of all over the place. And places like, for example, Massachusetts, like isn't it very expensive just to live there, just to be there?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Same thing,
And then like a dying
California.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah,
Nevada.
there's still some
Yeah.
in Cali. Yeah, yeah. And it just somehow surviving in those spots, those really weird spots of all places. And it's interesting though, the fact that it's still alive though. Because it also reminds me of that one blockbuster that's still alive. And its sole
Wait, what? There's a
purpose.
Blockbuster still alive?
Yeah. Unless
Where?
they closed it down recently. Isn't it
Where?
supposed to be in like
Which
I
would
think it
be
was in
very
Seattle.
ironic.
I think it was in Seattle.
Tell me right now.
Um
Nah, you're lying to me.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
will I will take a
So
trip.
um it was in Oregon. Uh and the biggest reason for it to like stay alive was just it was honestly the attraction. It's just like, hey, this is the last one. So people kept it alive because it was like, oh shit, let's check this out.
Novelty at that point.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
it's a vacation spot. Like it got to the point where I think as of these last like year or two, they actually were starting to like make it into like an Airbnb, giving you the full blockbuster experience.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Blockbuster and chill? Okay.
You're
Yeah.
getting me more excited as you talk because I will plan a vacation. What the hell am I gonna do in
Paul
Oregon? I
Crew.
don't know,
here's
but I don't know what I'm gonna do there, but I know I'm going to Blockbuster.
We're gonna do a podcast there. That's what we're gonna do.
I wonder if I can
Here's the
return
crazy
my
part, right?
game.
Because Netflix was
Netflix.
they made a show. They made a show Blockbuster, I believe. It was
I think
supposed
you're
to be like a
right.
sitcom, and
And it did terribly, didn't
it
it?
did terrible, yeah.
Yeah. That's
And
very ironic.
yeah, very.
That shot's
But,
fired, guys. Damn, that's crazy.
but yeah, there's a lot of attraction towards a store that is on its last leg.
The
And
last of its kind.
yeah, and that's what usually keeps it alive for a while. So I mean, these last 12 stores for Sears, it's probably going to stay that way for a long time, just for the sake of novelty, just for the sake of it. Like, oh, let's go to this antique styled store. It just is something about nostalgia that keeps
Our
people
antique
coming
store.
back. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right.
So
It's no, go ahead.
So I wanted to ask you guys, with that being said, like, so we say like for a long time. So so I'm gonna ask the question, but before I ask the question, what do you feel is a long time? Because I want to know what you guys think or what you statistically know of like where do you see brick and mortar shop going? Because online right now, it's today's thing. Like a lot of people are quitting their jobs to become, entrepreneurs, selling their own merchandise online versus, working at like any I guess you can say store or employer within a building. Which thanks guys for making me retire at 69. But where do you feel like this is all going when it comes to brick and mortar stores? What do you see in the future?
So I think it's still gonna stick around. It's There's probably gonna be a time, if it's not already there, where it's in second place to digital. But I think there's an appreciation, like going back to the entrepreneurs. Like, let's say you do have your clothing shop, and you do pretty big in it. There's some appreciation to being able to take all that stuff and put it physically into a store where people can go to it, people can talk about it. It's like, yeah, I did that. Yeah, it's stuff like that that'll keep it alive. In terms of giant stores like Walmart or even Amazon that's making their own big stores now, that's I don't think it's ever going to go away. I mean, like I said, it might be a second place at some point, but it's not going to go away because there's a lot of there's a lot of people that like to communicate. There's a lot of people that like to just be around other people and shop. There's or just to go out of your house and do something for a little bit. There's no way that that stuff is going to go away.
So
And that's just my take.
I agree with you, but to an extent. And because when I go to a store, I won't lie to you, I hate when people talk to me. Just shut up.
You
Just
and me
don't-
both, homie.
I just,
you and me
just
both.
don't talk
Just
to me.
leave me alone.
All I want is the hello, welcome in, right?
I don't even want that. Don't look at
well,
me. Don't talk to
that's,
me.
That's psycho. Get help. No, human interaction is very important. You know. So when it comes to demos, though, I agree to that. Demoing is very important. Me physically seeing the product in my hand before purchasing is 100% important. But I've actually grown accustomed to just ordering it online. I don't need to see it in demo anymore. Now, there are obviously different products that obviously this will always become relevant, right? Like appliances. You're gonna want to see the appliances. For people who come into stores and be like, I need the measurements, it's online. You don't need to bring a fucking ruler or a measuring tape to see it because it's online for you. Okay?
Oh my God.
No,
I'm gonna make sure I bring that in.
Swear. And you know what?
And he's gonna make you do the measuring.
And
while
you know
he
what's
stands there
crazy?
and watches.
These guys bring this fat ass measuring tape and knowing it does not fit in their pants, and they don't wear appropriate pants for it. They wear shorts, and that's what concerns me the most. Right?
So those, we talking those construction worker, ripped off shorts, like shows off.
That's terrible.
Oh boy.
The fact that you
booty.
knew how.
Hey man,
have you worked?
That's
in
the way
retail?
it's supposed to be. Bro.
That's because it's his type.
Yeah,
Oh, my
yeah.
bad. My bad. My bad. But so I get for relevant of some product, right? So like a TV, if you want to know the difference between the clarity and the contrast and all that stuff between two different TVs or brands, whatever, I get that. But when it comes to like smaller things, like there's only so much products out there that can be demoed. You know what I mean? Like you can't demo a $400 microphone. Like you know how tough that is to like you just see it on display. What does that do for me? Like I want to hear the audio of it.
Exactly.
And so I believe a lot of places in the future will become like hub stores. Not like giant stores where they'll have everything on demo. It's just going to be the products that you can't physically see or make a decision until you see it.
I have a couple of specific products like that. For me, it is shoes and like sheets or blankets. So when it comes to shoe sizes, like I know my shoe size. Most of us know our shoe size, but I don't know if you ever.
It's different.
Wow.
It's different for all shoes. It's different for all shoes.
No, that was going to be my point.
Okay,
exactly.
cool.
Is that you can know your shoe size, but that doesn't mean when you order that shoe size online that the shoe that shows up is actually going to fit you because it varies very much by brand and by, So shoes, I gotta, I'm not going to wait for a pair of shoes to show up to my house through delivery, try them on, realize they don't fit, send them back and return them and try this over and over in the time it would take me to go to a shoe store and try on a few different pairs of shoes and make a purchase. So like that's a product I just could always see, like, at least for me and a lot of people, is like one of those products that you have to buy in person. And sheets, man, I gotta touch it. I can't like order sheets online. What if they show up and they're all like scratchy and weird? Nah, that's I gotta touch it, feel it, know it, and then buy it.
Why would it be touching?
Interesting.
They tell you the fabric, girl. What do you mean?
That doesn't mean anything.
That means everything.
That's true.
I've seen fabric be like, this is the exact blend of materials used, and you touch
It'll
it.
still feel different, just like hoodies.
Exactly.
Well, so when
Z gets it.
Hold on. So now my gears are grinded. Hold on.
Oh boy.
So when
Gears are grinded,
when I
y'all.
see like if you said a hoodie, right? Like when I see a hoodie or when I'm ordering a hoodie online, I don't go to stores to order my hoodies. I know I want 60% polyester and 40% cotton. I look for that. And it actually tells you in the description. So like I don't get it. I really don't. I'm so lost.
You're telling me every 60-40 blend that you have all feels exactly the same?
Well, because I only stick with like 3 brands. I don't outsource to like other. I mean, I guess that's where it differs. You shut up. Don't.
It's gonna go back to like. It sounds like a boomer mindset right there.
Oh,
You know,
shots
it
are
makes sense
fired.
because you're
Oh,
a Sears fanboy and you only stick with like what 3 brands of clothing. Yeah,
Interesting.
that's
getting destroyed out
boomer
here.
mindset right there, my guy.
Interesting. I mean, I only stick
Look,
with 3 of the major brands, which
look,
is
the only thing I'm expecting you to say at this point
Go
is
ahead.
you need to make sure that you can go to the garden section of Walmart and slap that bag of soil every time.
Oh, yes, that fits.
You know what?
That tracks.
I'm gonna do that a TikTok just for you. I'm gonna do a
Yes.
TikTok just for
Folks,
you.
keep an eye out on the Podkrew TikTok. We will have
Me
Colony out
smacking
here
soil.
slapping that soil.
Me smacking-
Yeah.
I'm gonna say some weird
You know how many
things too.
microorganisms you can fit in this bad boy?
I'm gonna
There
I'm
you
gonna
go.
find weird words that you wouldn't want said as you're slapping soil, and it's gonna be in there just for you, Z.
All right.
I love it.
But anyways, back to the fabric. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it.
It looks like you are outvoted here, sir.
It's okay.
I think you are in the minority on this one. I as brands differ, and there's not like one brand of sheets or blankets that I go after. So like there's none of this continuity that you
So if you're
describe.
looking to explore your options, I guess
Right.
I get that. But for me, it's just if I'm comfortable with something, why the hell am I gonna switch?
It's a fair point.
So that's just me personally. But I guess, yeah, if you like to explore
I'm not going to be out here
options,
ordering sheets on Amazon willy nilly. I don't. Not sound.
you should try it. Just once or twice.
Live like that? I could never.
Why?
No,
You got to
absolutely
take an
not.
L every now and then, guy. And just choose the wrong brand, choose the 100% cotton,
You make me want to slap soil.
and make that thing shrink after the first wash.
You make me want to slap
Oh
the
soil.
L.
no, thanks. I'm good. I think I'll just go hunt down one of the last remaining Bed Bath and Beyond.
Stupid.
Go buy some sheets that it cost me $5,000
There you go.
with a 5% off discount.
Yeah.
Only 5%. Never.
Only 5%.
Only 5%. Do you guys? So, do you feel like policies are a big factor when it comes to retailers closing down or not? Personally, I say yes.
Policies like return policies
Yes,
or like
100%.
policies.
Any policy that revolves
Okay.
around customer
Yeah,
loyalty.
That would help out a lot. That would help out a lot because there's a lot of times I guarantee you that there's people not realizing it until after they opened and destroyed the packaging, where it's like, shit, I'm gonna have to return this thing, and then they're scrambling for the receipt that they almost threw away too, and just reading it, and it says, uh, you got 14 days to return this
With the receipt.
with the tags on. That is like, damn, okay, well, I know to make sure not to buy anything from there unless I am 100% sure I will keep it. Whereas if you go to like some other store, that's just like, oh, you get a 30-day money back guarantee. Doesn't matter what you did to it. You could
Mhm.
spit on it. You could, throw it down the stairs. You could slide down with it somewhere. You could just fucking.
And if like they don't need the receipt because they'll just pull it up by your payment method or something, like if you can give them the card you used to buy it, they'll just pull up your purchase history that way. Like I love that because I can't keep track of a receipt to save my life. So those kind of policies make me, a lot more likely to shop somewhere than if I'm going to worry about those kinds of things.
So let me tell you about one policy that really struck me, and this is why I don't know how I feel about this one. So Home Depot, right? So Home Depot being one of like the most popular retailers when it comes to construction, DIY, etc. the policy that they have for appliances, from what I read, that's current to me is wild. So for any other retail, Lowe's, ABT, Best Buy usually has 10 plus days when it comes to return exchange, money back guaranteed, right? Home Depot's is 48 hours.
I'm sorry.
48
48
hours. 48
hours?
hours of owning it in your home, right?
48 business hours?
No, 48
like
hours.
No, that makes sense.
That struck me.
what do you mean
that makes sense?
Explain.
Okay, what are you gonna do? You're gonna get paint and wait a whole fucking week to return it if you don't like it?
For
Get paint?
appliances?
Oh, for appliances.
Where the fuck did you get paint from?
Gotcha. Okay, I was gonna say, dog.
You just paint a whole room.
It didn't
You come
even come
back with an
through to me.
empty bucket of paint. And you're like, I'd like to return this, please. Like,
It's half used. My bad, bro.
I goofed.
Okay, so yes, appliances. Now, how do you feel about that one?
You know what? I'm gonna put my foot down. I'll be the guy that everyone hates right now, and I'll agree with that. How are you gonna get?
You're
an
still agreeing with
appliance?
it?
How are you gonna get an appliance and not use it right away? What's the point?
maybe you use it right away,
Right,
but you
but
don't know that you hate it until after
That
like 3 days.
defection.
That's you will know. You should know. Why not?
You should know.
like how because you got a certain way you do things with your fridge, with your washing machine, whatever, right?
Mhm.
You should like instantly know the difference. Like, oh, I like this. Oh no, I hate this. Like, come on, dog.
So
Come
what
on.
happens if your ice maker just broke down? Your ice maker just broke down. All right, within 4 days. Now you're fucksy. What are you gonna do?
Hey man, you know,
You're not just gonna. You're not gonna spend 15 to 2 grand. Be like, all right, hey man, it's all right.
Yeah. This is when I come back just to you. You got to take that L, dog.
That's not an
No.
L. That is not an L for me.
Yeah, you just got to take that.
That is not an L for me. Turn
It's
that
fine
shit
because
backwards. It's coming back to you.
You can go to your local gas
There's
station.
no way you're
and
telling me.
get a giant bag of ice for like $1.50. You know, $1.50. You're good.
To put in my brand new $8,000
Yeah.
Samsung fridge that's supposed to make ice.
Absolutely. Well,
Dog.
look, the fact that you had that much trust in Samsung devices to begin with, like, rethink.
He's not
your life
wrong
right
on that
there,
one,
dog.
but holy shit, you're not telling me that 48 hours is enough for a defection of a product.
Yeah, I am.
What if it's a washing machine and on the 3rd day it floods?
Why are you giving him
your
another
laundry room?
example? There's the first one's more than enough.
Look, that's it.
Not for him, apparently.
That's kind of a skill issue right there. If it floods on the 3rd day,
A skill issue?
Like,
No.
all you do is connect the hose to like.
Okay, so let me.
I feel like I'm being verbally abused by the woman in Walmart right now, being like, "It's your fault. You did this somehow."
Yeah, you drank the Coke out of that 24-pack, Colony.
There's no
Yeah,
way
and
you're telling me this right now.
No. Canceled.
I
Absolutely
can't.
not.
Oh man,
We're gonna have a long conversation once we're done.
We're
let's
never
have it.
going.
Let's have it right now, dog.
There's no
We're never
way
going
that
to
you
Home Depot
believe
with
that.
you.
So if you spent 3,000 to 2,000, no, fuck it. Let me go even lower than that. Average price of a refrigerator, $1,400 on a fridge. You got 2 days to return it. 2 days are done. And you're like, all right, I really like my fridge. I love this fridge. This fridge is amazing. You didn't buy Samsung, but you love the fridge. And then you say, oh, the ice maker doesn't work after 4 days. You're really going to say, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
But it is not what it is because it's supposed to work.
You're right.
For
it
at
is
least
supposed to
fucking
work,
a
but
year.
Whose fault is that?
The store.
I mean, it's clearly yours if it took you the 3rd day to figure that out.
But what happens if it worked smoothly for the first 2 days? That's what defection is. You don't know what's going to happen
When it's going to happen. Yeah.
until
Again, dog,
like an
that's skill
X
issue.
amount.
There's actually books on refrigeration, HVAC, and electrical stuff. You can read on that stuff. Probably do a little
You're
bit
going
of
to tell us to watch
hand-
YouTube videos next?
you paid
for what?
yeah.
So
Google
let's
is
say
your best
you
friend
paid for
research.
installation. You paid for installation,
Okay.
right?
Well, that's your first problem. Why would you pay for installation? Just take it home with you.
A fridge?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me put that in my Genesis real quick. I totally can do.
Again, a skill issue.
There's no way.
You're at Home Depot, right? Rent their car or their truck, whatever. Put it in the back, put it in the trunk. There you go.
All right, let me give you another example. So what happens if you purchase a laptop?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Hit him where it hurts.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you purchased a
hit 'em where it
laptop
hurts.
and you
Yeah.
had a nice ass laptop, right? $1,800, nice gaming videography laptop, and you just spent all that money. 4th day came. That shit don't work.
Here's the deal. All right.
You're
It's a skill
not.
issue.
I cannot believe you're gonna tell me what you're gonna tell me.
You're already taking an L if you're spending that much money on a laptop, you weirdo.
Oh my
Get
What
a
is
desktop,
wrong
bro. Grow
with
up.
Oh my
Get-
God.
Grow up.
Regardless of the situation, you needed to buy a laptop for mobility. Oh my God, for mobility. You needed it, Z. You didn't have a
Balling.
choice to
You're
buy
going
a
on business
desktop.
trips. You got to do
Okay.
business on the go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
And
What business?
holy fuck, why does it matter? Why does it matter, Z?
Oh
Look,
my God.
You
Look,
needed
at the
it.
end of
Okay, put yourself. Don't just pretend you're someone else. Okay,
all
pretend
right,
you're
all
someone
right,
else.
cool, cool.
You're not even
I'm
Z
Venus.
anymore. You needed the laptop. Your
Yeah.
job requires it, but they said, "Hey, you need to pay for it." Right? But that makes you more than 6 figures. Your shit, you bought it at your local brick and mortar store, $1,800. 3 days after owning that laptop, it's no longer returnable, and that shit broke down on you.
What brand are we
I
going with?
cannot believe that
Go
you
with
did.
Apple.
Because
Let's
okay,
go with
because RMAs are a thing, aren't they?
All right. Let's say you bought an Asus laptop. Very dependable unit. Oh, Jesus Christ. Dude, I'm sweating right now from you talking to me. I am
You are
s-
stressing him out.
I am stressed. Dude. Okay.
He's sweating.
I'm sweating.
He's going to have nightmares tonight.
I need to take off my hat, but I'm looking rugged as fuck right now, so I can't. So Asus
Hold on, let me
laptop.
stop you real quick because JR over here is asking, what if you don't have space for a desktop? I mean, are you Harry Potter under the stairs or something?
No.
Like, what do you mean?
I need to
you know what? Maybe some people are Harry Potter under the stairs.
Dude, that's amazing.
I need to
would
know
go
your
put a
answer for my
desktop in there.
scenario right now.
Okay. Yeah.
So
All right, let's go.
You can't believe you're gonna make me say it again. You work for a company that told you, hey, I need you to buy this laptop. But you make over 6 figures, so it don't matter to you. You know, you big pockets, big ballin', and you go up there and you're like, you know what? I want that laptop.
Okay.
Is it in stock? Give it to me. Right? You purchase a laptop. It is an Asus nice laptop.
Okay.
Okay. Reliable brand. You love it. You knew that was what you were coming in for. You researched it. Okay. So this is you now. Not the
This is
retailer.
your baby.
Yeah, this is your baby.
You got it.
You bought that bitch. 3 days later, it broke down. They only have a 2-day return policy. So it ain't their fault. They ain't got nothing to do with it. You're telling me that 2 days is enough.
Yeah.
You need help.
I will send you to Jesus, bro. Oh my
You
God.
need help.
Look, this is going to go back to skill issue. How are you going to do all this research for a laptop and
Because you
it's
have
going to
to.
die on the 3rd day? I don't know, man. That's not good enough research for me.
Are you
Oh,
You are literally raising my blood level right now.
My boy, I don't know what to tell you, dog.
You know what you could tell me? It's that it's not enough. It's not enough for 2 days.
There's, but it's just not gonna happen. It's
So you're just okay with it. You'll be like, all right, I'm gonna go buy another laptop.
yeah, I'm making over 6 figures. Why not?
oh my God. He's impossible. He's impossible. Impossible.
I'm mad.
You traumatized him.
I'm not even. I'm just mad. Like he's okay with it. I don't even know what to say. I can't argue with him. This is how he thinks. So it's just like
You
over
got it.
here just championing
Hey,
the
look,
1%.
man, you're never. Every single store is not gonna have Sears level customer service. So I'm sorry. Like, I don't know what to tell you, dog.
I
You gotta
don't
take
know
the
what
L
to
every
t-
now and then. I mean, it was an L to begin with that you're going to buy something at a store that gives you
I cannot
2
believe what you're saying.
days.
So you admit that that's not ideal.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
See?
All right. So as long as
solution
you,
is to shop elsewhere.
Okay. As long as
you can agree with me too, that you know that it's a 2-day thing and you're still buying from there, you're taking the L.
That I can understand, but that's why I don't also shop at Home Depot for appliances.
There you go.
Well, guys, we did hit our mark for today. Is there anything else that you would like to say about brick and mortar stores, where it's going, what's happening? Anything else that you want to say before we head out?
You're right there, man. You
No, I am. I swear to God, I'm sweating right now. I am so upset. I'm really upset. It might be the drink. It might be the drink. Shit. No. But with that being said, guys, brick and mortar shopping, is it dying? Yes or no? That was today's biggest content. Guys, don't forget, please, Venus, if you can just type in ! Podkrew into the chat, please. But guys, if you guys haven't already, we do have social media out right now. We have gone to a more public level. We would appreciate any type of support when it comes to Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok. Let us know if you guys also have any topics that you guys want to for us to start talking about as well. As you know, that we're very involved when it comes to Discord and our community as well. So with that being said, I'm going to turn on the music right here, right now. I found it. Okay.
Great job.
Yeah, no. All right, guys, you already know what it is. We love you guys. Z, Venus. Until the next one, guys. Thank you guys for always being here and supportive. Guys, you already know what it is, family. We appreciate you guys for watching. And we will see you on the next one. Bye!